According to an article written by the DoD, only 23% of men ages 17 to 24 even qualify to join the military because of obesity. But of that 23%, more than half have seen success in the civilian world. They've used the GI Bill, military tuition assistance, VA loans, scholarships, and even received federal grants just for being military to further their education. The military can be a great tool to use, but it looks like in today's day and age, it's becoming less of an option. So today, we're talking about the military is the answer for men 18 to 30. Welcome back to another episode of BMSL. I am your host, Ghost, and it's a pleasure to be here once again with you guys. Do me a favor as we get started. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're getting value. We have a goal of 200 subscribers before December is up. Our original goal was 100. We hit that. We're actually blowing it out of the water. My expectations have exceeded me. So we're going to see how far we can get, right? So if you want to contribute to that, feel free. But let's go ahead and get started. It's easy to get on the internet and say men lack structure and discipline and they can't change a tire. But the issue is much deeper than that. They've been scared away and told false narratives about the military without doing the research themselves. Men are struggling with the way things are, right? The economy is bad. They have to struggle to pay rent while working a 9-to-5 job, and then have a part-time job, and then at the same time pay off student loans. And then as soon as they start paying off the student loans, something goes wrong. And so now they're in the hole even more, taking out more debt, and it's just a mess. That's the life that young men live. If you're older than this, give these men advice. Let them know how hard it is in their 20s if you don't have a backing, because even if you have a part-time job, sometimes that's still not enough. But going to the military gives you the opportunity to skip all of life's problems. For an example, housing. As you can see on the screen, these are what they call barracks or dorms for the military. These are for single soldiers, and you most likely will have a roommate. But guys, just remember this. Remember this very well. Uncle Sam gives you everything that you need. Do with the information what you will. If by any chance you're going in with a wife and kids, you can still stay on base and have the opportunity to save money, but you will be assigned a house. And as long as you're stationed there, you will stay in this house. Food is also covered on base. There will be set times where you can eat throughout the day. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Retirement is also covered through the military. After 60 days in service, all members are enrolled in TSP, or a thrift savings plan. All this means is that the government is going to contribute 1% of your basic pay into this plan without you contributing a thing. However, if you choose to invest 5% into your plan, the government will choose to match that with the 5% of their own. Now, this is a big one, education. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are many ways to go to school through the military. You can use the GI Bill, which is a program that provides educational benefits to veterans, active duty members, and their families. You have TA, or military tuition assistance, which is benefits paid to eligible members of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guards. But Congress have given the military the go-ahead to cover all expenses pretty much. And if you're based out of Texas, this is the most beautiful thing in the world. You can use the Hazelwood Act. Now, the Hazelwood Act is a state of Texas benefit that provides qualified veterans, spouses, and dependent children with an educational benefit of up to 150 hours of tuition exemption, including most fee charges at public institutions of higher education in Texas. Now again, this is for Texas only. You guys have to check your state to see if those benefits still apply, okay? Now, how do you know all this, Ghost? You don't know anything about the military. You haven't said anything about the military. And you're right. I'm not in the military. Never did I serve in the military, but I come from a military family. My whole family hails from the military. From my grandfathers down to my father, down to my mother, my brothers, and everything like that. So the military is in my blood. And I grew up hearing about this constantly 24/7. And I was on the path to join the military myself. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out for me. I have an issue with my eyes. Like the military told me, hey, go ahead and fix that and then come back and talk to us, okay? Now, my father was in the military, the Air Force specifically, for about 21, 22 years. My mother was in the Air Force for 7 years. My grandfathers both were either Army or Navy. Okay. And my brothers, one was Army and one was Navy. Okay. So I have a deep understanding and a connection to the military. And I do think that it's good. Now, I come from a household where structure, discipline, and self-development was the emphasis of our house. And I was fortunate enough to do that because it set me on a great path for life. And I was able to get a lot done and a lot more accomplished than my peers. Even now, that experience is still paying me dividends, okay? If you like the content, if you got value from the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And as I put a bow in it, if you guys are looking into the military as a viable option for you, you really don't want to go to college, you don't really have an affinity for HVAC, electricity, construction, whatever the case may be, I think the military is going to do wonders for you, man. Like I said, obviously the military is just going to provide structure for you, but more importantly, it's going to provide a base of operations and a base for how you as a man are going to act inside the future. Because listen, you're going to have to take a lot of stuff. It is not going to be easy. But once you get over this, and if you can get over incompetent people, sometimes incompetent people telling you what to do, and, you know, be okay with it, everything else is going to become easy work in the civilian world. That's if you know how to transition. Okay. I encourage you guys to look into this as a viable option for your life. And if you have kids, please look into this. Air Force, I highly recommend. And I would say the Marines as well, but you got to be a certain type of person for the Marines. Doing 20 years in the Marines is going to be hard. Okay. I've talked to a lot of Marine veterans. I've talked to a lot of Army veterans. They say the best option for you guys is going to be the Air Force. Okay. And that's my personal recommendation. You guys do with that information what you will. It's always fun rocking with y'all, man. I love you. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.